Well, I'm so grateful to be here today and to show you something that comes from a place inside of me of complete wonder and pervasive gratitude and deep love and respect for our earth, for creation. I've also experienced a lot of grief in my life about the dysfunctional relationship that humanity most recently has had with Earth and the damage we've caused. And I realized that I was trapped in a lifestyle that pollutes and exploits, but one that I literally couldn't live without. So from all these feelings, I became driven. I became driven to learn to grow my own food and to learn about nature and to share it with others and to reduce my ecological footprint. Many people here in Floyd have helped me to learn about and to practice permaculture, which, if you look this up on the internet, is a holistic system for designing human habitats that are sustainable. It's radical. We're not used to doing that. And sustainable in every sense of the word. One thing I focus on is reducing my use of non-renewable and polluting resources in my own home. For example, as Billy was referring to, the coal that's mined through mountaintop removal and burned, releasing greenhouse gases into our air to meet my electricity demands. So I employ simple, do-it-yourself, inexpensive solutions that have so far brought my use down to 43 kilowatt hours a month and my average monthly bill down to $14.08. And falling. And here's how. I heat with wood only. It's a renewable resource. And with the $400 I spend heating my home every year, I support a local small business. I've also noticed that if you put bubble wrap on your windows, it helps to keep the heat in, but allow the light in at the same time. So that really helps. Simple, cheap. This greenhouse that's part of my garden does double duty. Of course, in the winter I grow food in there, but also in the winter, on a sunny, cold day, I just open up those windows and hot air comes blasting into the house, and I don't need to have a fire. Firewood also does double duty in my house. It heats my house, and I cook on it whenever possible. In this picture, I'm getting ready for a potluck at Winter's house, and I'm cooking solar dehydrated eggplant and solar dehydrated tomatoes, which later we melted cheese on and served on toast, and it was delicious. And I'm heating up a cup of coffee in my favorite coffee mug. I cook in the solar oven whenever possible. This is rice. And I do cook on the electric when I have to, but I'm really looking forward to building a rocket stove, which, if you Google that, it's super simple. All you need is like a pile of bricks and 15 minutes, and you can boil a pot of water and fry an egg with a handful of sticks. So I'm doing that soon. In my solar oven, I also cook in this pot here. I cook a lot of beans, potatoes, squash, things that usually take a long time. And then in heat-resistant glass jars, I heat up leftovers for my lunch, whatever, dinner. There's lots of great plans on the internet where you can make your own solar oven, and there's plans on the internet to make your own solar dehydrator that would work out way better than the one I devised here, but this works fine. It's what I put together with things that I had laying around. And this is a salvaged aluminum cafeteria cart tray. And the clear plastic on the side is scrap from the greenhouse construction. Then I used some salvaged screen material and windows and duct tape. In my solar oven, in my solar dehydrator, I save for the winter tomatoes, eggplant, green beans, okra, corn, herbs. Here I'm dehydrating some apples, which I like to tear into little pieces and put in my oatmeal in the winter. And this is the little rain screen, or the rain shield that I've devised if it gets cloudy in the afternoon and I need to go out and I'm not sure if my food's gonna get rained on. I'm so passionate about dehydrating food as a way of saving food for the winter because it uses no electricity, no propane, no fossil fuels whatsoever. You just use your own body energy to cut it into little pieces and lay it out there, and then in a few days you put it into a jar, and because it shrinks in the dehydrator, it takes up a lot less space in your cabinets. This is the refrigerator that my house came with. I keep it unplugged, I keep the doors off, I use it as a shelving unit. Not necessary. A lot of the things that I was refrigerating don't need it. Butter, eggs, cheese, ketchup, leave it on the counter. And basically I cook what I know I can eat in about 2 days and then I eat it before it goes bad. In the winter I leave one room of my house cold, I don't heat it, and I use that as a refrigerator. And in the summertime, I'm eating so much fresh food from the garden, I don't find it necessary to have a refrigerator. The electric water heater in my house is usually off because I've devised this system coming off of the cold water that comes in for the washing machine. That's the washing machine here. This is the cold water intake. I took a simple $2.50 garden hose splitter. This hose goes straight to the washing machine as cold water. And then here we have another splitter. That's my alternative shower. So this line goes straight into the shower as cold water. And this line here is a black rubber garden hose. It goes through the wall and into the guest bedroom and into the space between this exterior window. You can kind of see it in this picture here. And this piece of plywood that I used to replace the storm window. So on the inside of the plywood, I painted it black. All the hose in here is black, and it's in a south-facing window. In the northern hemisphere, you want to use a south-facing window because that's the sunny side. It gets heated up in there. It comes back out of the window, and then it goes through the wall and into the shower, where it meets up with the cold water. And this garden hose splitter helps me moderate the temperature. Here's a flow interrupter, which is a great idea for any kind of shower. You turn it off and then you can scrub all you like and not worry about the hot water running out. Turn it back on. Temperature is still the same as you like it. So I plan to take most of my showers on sunny afternoons. When it's sunny in the afternoon, I'm like, ooh, do I have time to take a shower? And then, if I can, if it's cloudy or if it's nighttime and I need to take a shower, I just turn on the electric water heater at the circuit breaker and I wait about 40 minutes and then the water's hot. I could use a lot of electricity pumping water to my garden from the well, but at the bottom of each of 6 downspouts, I have a 55-gallon barrel that I have put a spigot on for a hose and an overflow. And so after a good rain, I have 330 gallons of water for outdoor use for gardening, washing a dirty dog, rinsing out the compost bucket, outdoor uses. On the lid, I put a little screen that keeps debris from the roof out of the water, it keeps mosquitoes out. And then in the wintertime, I set the downspout to go straight to a drain pipe. I empty the barrels, I turn them upside down so that they don't fill with water, which would then freeze and break the barrels. I do my laundry on cold and I hang it to dry, and then my little kitty cat comes by and takes advantage of the shade. All my light bulbs are LEDs, so when you replace your CFLs, recycle them, they have mercury, we don't want that in the landfills, but replace them with LEDs. They cost a little more, but they're supposed to last 30 years, so I should be 65 when I replace a light bulb. And they're way more efficient. You're saving money the whole time because they're way more efficient than CFLs. I've eliminated the need for air conditioning in the afternoon by getting in the habit of napping. It's too hot. You just fall asleep. Find a place in the shade, And this brings your life into relationship with the rhythms of nature. Rest in the afternoon. There's my dog Makita. He takes me on a lot of walks and he drinks roof water. And I really thank you for listening to me today. Permaculture, helping the earth with permaculture, has helped me to gain freedom from our economic system and our electric supply system, and I hope that anybody listening will be inspired to help the earth in whatever way they can find in their lives. Thank you.